What's going on, gentlemen? What's going on, gentlemen? What's popping? What's
What do
popping
you
like?
do?
What's up? What's that? How y'all been? How y'all day going so far?
So far, so good. Chilly over here, but I'm all good.
Yes. So as the people head home, head home from work, I hope they come and tune in to Chaos Culture Radio. Guys, if you're in the have not already, make sure you subscribe, hit the like button, and also hit the notification button on the right hand side. We do go live now on Sunday, 7:30 Eastern time, and now we're going live also on Wednesday at 5:30 to 6 o'clock. So while y'all headed home, y'all can come listen to us. You always got the hot topics, the latest topics, what's going on today. So you know how we get down, man. You guys know how we get down. But I just want to know what you guys up to, man. What's popping like?
Man, you know, life is good. You know what I mean? We eating, we here, we living. We ain't stressing. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
What more can you ask for?
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah, I'm happy, man. You know, the year is almost over.
Yeah.
Had a productive year, especially productive year with you guys. We did a lot this year. From January.
And no, go ahead, Jordan. Finish with you.
From January to now, we just moving up. We just keep moving up and keep doing what we're doing.
Thunderclap.
And we got a lot of stuff coming out for next year, guys. You guys have no idea.
Yeah, we got a lot of stuff planned. A big surprise in the future. So you guys got to tune in. That's why you guys got to subscribe and hit that like button. But I think, guys, you already know. This is breaking news. Stephanie. No, it's Stefan.
Stefan or Stefan.
Stefan, twist ball. Recently just committed suicide. They find his body in his LA home. Of course, we're gonna show the clip of the news report. He was 40 years old, and they say he was dealing with depression. So I think it's one of the biggest topics. I think even Hakeem, we talked about it in so numerous of times about how this mental illness is very serious, especially when it comes to the Black community.
Oh my God!
And
yep.
We're gonna go into it. We're gonna go into the stats and everything like that. But it was just a terrible thing because he was 40 years old. He's pretty much around our age, and he's gone. He's gone.
You want to know something? And it's crazy that this happens aside of all the other deaths that goes on in the Black community. This is the one that doesn't get talked about. Sleeper. That sleeper, people. Shout out to their Susa in the chat.
The Susa is first to ride. She loves chaos. She loves chaos. He told me he loves chaos. He loves chaos.
Switzerland in the building. Oh, I forgot. Is it Kenya? Tanzania?
No, you're right. It's Switzerland. You're right.
Oh, okay.
You got it.
Listen, one day I forgot whatever her country she come, I'm gonna come out with a traditional garb on to represent the suicide. So back to this, and I named this like this. Check on your friends. And it's more even important on the holidays. You got a lot of people, and mind you, he just unalived himself. What we here? 20 days before Christmas?
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
Oh, she's from Rwanda. We love Rwanda.
Rwanda.
We love Rwanda. Okay,
sounds sexy.
Okay. Rwanda in the building, baby. So it's important to check on your people. No matter how rich they are. I tell people this all the time. If you're looking at somebody else's life, thinking their stuff is better than yours, or you'll be fooled. Your situation is better than anybody. Poor people, listen, it's been tested. Poor people are more happier than rich people. Imagine if I get the bag tomorrow and y'all wasn't around. I don't think it'll be a fun time. It's people what's matter. Sometimes we forget about that over time because we're so engulfed in our own situations. And as black people, as spiritual people, and let's be real with you, as African people, as Africans, a lot of people don't want to identify that, especially the ones in America, as descendants of Africans. We are tribal people. We're supposed to be around each other. We stick together. We love on one another. We're not obsessed with foreign objects like that, what our ancestors really are. This is an American thing that we go through. This man was a host at a television show, getting money, living in LA. You know how expensive LA is? Jordan can tell you.
Yeah, man, ain't no joke.
No homo, he was not ugly.
He wasn't.
No homo. Pause. He was not ugly. We talking about he could have had as many baddest chicks in it. Mind you, you friends with Ellen DeGeneres, so you got plugs up to the higher mind.
And he actually was a DJ for her. He was actually a DJ for her.
Yeah. Successful. What more could you want? You go and unalive yourself. There's deeper things that we could talk about here. And let's talk about the suicide rate amongst black males in America that nobody wants to talk about.
You know what they say? 4 out of 5 Americans die by suicide more than even homicide. Basically, it has increased due to the fact of the pandemic, and also that black, also men, we don't really have close friends that we could really talk about. Like I can't say, we don't really have close friends that we can actually talk about our problems to. We tend to hold things in, and then when things build up, we go ahead and take our own lives instead of actually going to go like a therapist or actually going to see somebody or a mentor and let them know like what exactly was going on. And I think Hakeem, you dealt. I think in the past you've been mentioning you dealt with it as well.
Oh, 100%.
I dealt with it as well. Suicidal thoughts because I was 100%. Like, you know, I ain't had nobody to talk to, but now I do. So that's why I say it's very important to have somebody to talk to. Go ahead, Hakeem.
No, I'm agreeing with you. Go ahead. I'm just saying 100%. I tried to kill myself. I sit here and tell you, I tried to drive off a cliff. Literally into the water. Because
I remember
why?
Mm-hmm.
Stuff was going so much in my head. I was like, man, I'm ready to go. I'm ready to end it all. I'm crying. I got a bottle in my hand in the car. I say, I'm ready to go. I'm tired. I'm tired of stressing. I'm tired of playing in my head. And I'm ready to go. I wasn't thinking about nobody else but myself. That's a selfish thought. I was like, man, fuck it. I'm about to get out of here. I say, listen, I got an 80 grand life insurance. These niggas will be rich. They'll be straight. Then I get a phone call as I'm revving up the car. You know, I'm trying to psych myself up. I'm trying to psych myself up. Like, boy, I'm about to pull, I get a call. I say, who's this? It was my mother on the other line. She said, hey, where you at? I say, man, I'm telling her I'm busy right now. Let me call you back. Yo, I just made you some food. You better come here and get it. I said, what? Yo, you just told me to make you some food. I said, you need to come here and get it. I just made this for you. I just got out my bed and made this some food. And that, when my head started, I started to slow down and started to think for a minute. I say, it had to be a sign from God. What if I didn't get a call that day? And from then on there, I started to think about other people. I started to understand that I had people in my corner. Did Stephen have somebody in his corner to talk to? Was people checking on him or not calling him for a bag? Yo, Stephen, I need about 10 racks. I know you work up there with Ellen DeGeneres. I need about 10 bags. Was his mama calling him for money, or was his mama calling and say, baby boy, we got some mixes over here? A lot of NFL players go through this. A lot of NBA players go through this. We just talking about the famous. Do y'all remember Khalif Browder? You remember him? The kid who was arrested in New York, and he was accused of stealing the bag, and he helped this innocent until he unalived himself after he got out of jail. Check on your homies. Check on your homies. This is serious. I'm not just saying this to play games. Check on your homies. Suicide, like that. This stuff is serious. People are unaliving themselves 11 days before Christmas, like that Susa's talking about.
Yep.
You overseas. You doing this. God knows what she had to go through to get to where she got to help her family. I don't know her. I'm just speculating. Shit. We got niggas in the projects. I got families. I got family living in 10 shacks overseas, funneling money. We can't bring them here because of the court system. You know, see the problem.
See the thing is, it's not an issue when it comes to women. I think we already know women are more emotional. They express their emotion. Yeah. Men, we are taught to hold our emotions in. Now, there is some men that do express their emotion, which is good. I think it's good for men to express their emotion, but it's a sense of a balance. It's a balance with it. See, women, if some women that tell you, when they're having a bad day, they'll tell you. They're like, hey, I'm having a bad day. I ain't feeling well. These are my thoughts. Men, we don't do that. As soon as a man do that, a woman consider him to be weak. A woman consider him to be softened. A woman be like, that ain't no man, because a man ain't supposed to be that way. So how can a man relate his emotions to somebody? That's why Hakeem make a good point. Brothers, check on your brothers, because the reason why, because he doesn't sometimes don't have that person to talk to. Go ahead, Jordan. I know you.
That's what I want to say is I think mentorship is highly needed in our black community, especially for our black men. And I feel like having a mentor, especially for a teenager, especially that the kids that are fatherless. We need mentorship. I don't care if it's from a teacher, a coach, an uncle, anything. You know, I feel like I have small cousins or family members that are small. You know, I would mentor them. For something. Even though I might be maybe I lived moving to Miami to LA, just to tell them like, hey, there's something. You have family that's, all over the States and everything. And if you have something, I'm going to tell you like this. and this is why I have mentorship. Like for me, moving from Miami and then moving to LA, I had to find somebody to talk to of like being in the big city, because a big city, it's fast and all that type of stuff. And sometimes when you don't have somebody to talk to who's been in their experiences like that, which is kind of hard. I mean, I found somebody, but it's hard to find somebody. There's sometimes I don't want to say I want to get the practices. Sometimes I think it's like, am I doing the right thing? Am I doing the wrong thing? Just to get a confirmation, because sometimes just to be out there by yourself, even though it's me and my wife, there's sometimes it can be very, very challenging and everything. And even though I didn't push myself into that mental state of depression, because my wife has my back and I love my wife, and also having my family, all that type of stuff. I feel like there'd be sometimes for men when they want to explore the world and they might not have a person who talk to who have that experience, like from a friend or a family member. I feel like if you could find some type of mentor, YouTube, Instagram, do some research and find somebody that can help with that, because this is very, very, very important. And just to hear the twitch thought at the age of 40 with the wife and kids, man, it's to me it's still mind-boggling. Mind-boggling.
It is.
It is very, very sad to hear that. I also want to say this, especially to our young generation. I'll say our generation, especially our young generation. That pandemic that happened in 2020, I know that hit hard. that hit hard, especially for kids that went to schools and colleges. That hit hard because that's something, you know, everybody in the world has never experienced before. Being basically being locked up in the house, you know, not going out and experience talk to people, you know, and really socialize. You know, and I feel like if you don't socialize yourself with a lot of people and keep yourself by yourself, you know, that can lead up to depression, yo.
100%.
That can definitely lead up to depression. And our young generation and our younger generation, we need to know what's going on in their minds. We definitely need to know because this suicide is like I said, it jumped right there. It jumped right after the pandemic. Am I right or am I wrong?
Yep.
No, you're right.
It jumped.
It increased by 4 times fold because of the during the pandemic. Of course, people commit suicide all the time, but the number, if you look at the data, number tripled after the pandemic and onward. And the number's not stopping, as you can see. And it's not only that, but it's among black men. I don't think people are not. That's why I can't say people not paying attention or there's no form of awareness because remember we always talk, especially as black men, we gotta be strong. We can't show no form of weakness. So now, when you wake up in the morning, because it happened to me at times, you know, I'm not gonna lie, I'm a man. It wakes up in the morning, you feel like, oh, your life ain't going nowhere. You still at the same level. The person start wondering, say, hey, do you have purpose in life? Do you ever have some form of purpose? And then if you feel like you don't have no purpose, what you gonna do? You gonna take your own life. Man deals with that a lot of.
For sure.
Listen, what is that word you taught me the other day about a lot of these guys? Incels?
Incel, yep.
Yep, incels.
You got a lot of these guys who are not having sex. A lot of these guys who's not getting talked to. A lot of these guys who don't even have family. They sitting back here thinking like, what am I even here for, man?
Yep.
And this is why a lot of women don't understand how they could shape or change certain people. And don't get me wrong, we live in a community in America where we taught to mind our own business, stay out the way.
Correct.
In Africa, in India, Bangladesh, and all these other places, they got culture. Somebody steps in. The head, the elder, the mother, the father. If there's a problem that's going on in the house, they go to each other's family. If the child's misbehaving, the family's involved. You know what I mean? You see somebody having an issue, there's an intervention. Because there's a community that's involved when it comes to people with culture. America has no culture. That's why we live and die every day. Every day is borrowed time for us.
Okay.
You know what I mean? That's
Real
why.
talk.
You know what I mean? That's why we place our lives on material things. God ain't even involved in none of this stuff. And black people are the most spiritual people. I wondered if he talked to God I wondered if he talked to God. I speak to God every day and I ask him for forgiveness. I say, Lord, give me the strength to get out my bed today. I want to know at his last moments, did he speak to God? And a lot of y'all people, do y'all speak to God? And if you can't speak to God, talk to me. Talk to somebody. But we critically have to look at this and look at this from a standpoint of, hey, something's going on here.
Mm-hmm.
The pandemic is spiking. Not only that, though, this is just the tip of the iceberg. But a young brother like that, I don't know if he had kids. I don't know where his mama's at or anything like that. Come on, man.
No, he was married. He was married.
He had
three
kids. And he had 3 kids. He had 3 kids. Yeah.
Yeah.
So I want to know, did something come out? Was it pressure?
You can look at the news. I'll send you the news report. You can play it. Or NBC News. They talked about he had kids. He had a wife. His wife said she was unaware of his depression. She was not aware of the fact of him having any form of depression. Because I remember, because we were taught as men to hold it in.
Listen,
so
Ronnie, you and I know, not to cut you off, you and I know we ain't never gonna tell no woman our feelings.
Yeah, exactly.
We tell our homeboys.
Yeah.
Let me play this real quick.
Steven Twitch Boss, a dancer and longtime DJ for the Ellen DeGeneres Show, has died, according to the Los Angeles County coroner. Now, his death is being investigated as a suicide. His wife, Allison Holger Boss, issued a statement to People magazine calling Twitch, quote, the best husband and father and an inspiration to his fans. Boss was born in Montgomery, Alabama, earning his nickname during his childhood because he couldn't sit still. He appeared on TV competitions like The Wade Robinson Project and Star Search, where he ended as a semifinalist on both shows. Boss started working on DeGeneres' daytime talk program in 2014, staying until the show went off the air earlier this year. He was 40 years old.
Woo!
You see, he had a wife. He had a wife, children. But his wife is just shocked by the aspect of him taking his own life. She's stunned by it because he didn't seem like that type. And that would be the main one. It don't seem like that type of person. The guy down the street, the one that people call emotional, he's good because he's expressing his emotion. He's telling people what's going on. He's telling people how he feel. To me, that guy's good. But it be them tough guys, the one that you be like, oh, he's smiling all the time. He seems like he don't get a problem with anybody. Those be the main one you got to check on.
Mm-hmm.
The one that's always speaking positive, those be the main one you got to check on.
Basically. Because some of that could be a facade.
Correct.
Mm-hmm.
And YouTube is the biggest on a two-sided world that I ever seen before. Because people on YouTube be like, yeah, my life is going great. I'm making all this money. I got the women. I got the cars. I'm traveling. But soon they turn YouTube off. They be alcoholics. They be drug addicts. They be ready to take their own life.
Woo!
Seriously.
Check on your peoples.
Yep.
So that tells you YouTube is not 100% authentic.
No,
it's not. No, it's not, Jordan.
And
No.
I'm just telling the people that YouTube is not 100% what you think it is.
Hey, I can add Instagram, TikTok.
Yep.
That's all fake, especially Instagram. Half them Instagram girls you see are sleeping on somebody's couch.
Yep.
And they selling sack just
or
to
homeless.
be able to get by. Yeah, very
You better preach that, King. Yep.
Homeless.
Very sack. You look at
it's a different world. It's a world of delusion. It's not real.
All that glitter not gold, baby.
Mm-hmm.
It's not real. That's why it's hard for people to connect to certain people online. And there was a guy, I be listening to, very cool guy, but he's real with his emotions. He'll tell you like, hey, this is how I'm feeling. Like he goes in. He even tell people like, hey, this is like my therapy. People make fun of him because of that, but I understand it. I'm like, sometimes YouTube could be somebody's therapy. It could be.
Yes. And man, you want to know something? You hit it dead on the spot. Let me tell you something. This is why it's important for us to talk. A lot of people don't know this is what we're doing here. This is a passion for us, but this is also therapeutic too. And to be able to talk to people unhinged, unfiltered, to put out what you really feel. Now, mind you, it would have been an issue if we was on here doing effery and playing around. We probably would have got picked on here.
Mm-hmm.
But since we're on here just really talking about real life stuff, ain't gonna question that.
No.
You know what I mean? This is why I gotta be the first one to tell you I love y'all. I'm talking about people who listening to us. I love my brother Jordan. I love Ronnie. I love his family. I love Jordan family. I scream Pontiac all day. Pontiac.
Facts.
Yeah.
Trey, you know what I mean? This is what we do. I love Switzerland. I love Rwanda. I love all y'all who's watching us. You gotta say I love you. It's not gay to say that.
It's not.
It's not gay to say that. It's not gay to say, oh, I love you. Tell somebody who you say, man, I love you, fam. Or, hey, man, you looking good today. Man, you getting some money. Ain't no wrong with giving somebody a compliment because you don't know how that go a long way. As Black people, due to our disposition and our situation, we have a unique situation compared to a lot of other people. Hatred has been engulfed in us for so long, we don't know what it means to love anymore sometimes. Even though we are a loving people, spiritual by nature, born to love and care for one another, and we show that through the acts throughout the world of kindness. Don't let somebody mistake you and mention Idi Amin or all these other people who they might use as references and say that, oh, you got some evil people. No. If we go record for record, we're not as criminal as a lot of these other folks is. But the problem is we need to get back to love instead of hate. We need to get back checking on people instead of abandoning. It's so easy to forget about people, but it's hard to check on somebody.
And not that, but there's some people, I'm not gonna lie, there's some people that actually deal with abandonment issue. Ooh. Some people actually deal with abandonment issue. Ooh. Now, I'm not a therapist. I'm not a licensed therapist. I'm not gonna lie. I'm not a licensed therapist. But based on the research, they say the #1 cause of suicide is abandonment. Abandonment issue. What? Yeah, somebody could be on a high rise. They could be on, I'm not gonna lie, they could be on cloud 10. They can have the money, they can have the fame, but that abandonment issue, feeling like nobody's there for you, even though everybody is there for you, the #1 killer. The #1 killer. The #1 killer. The pandemic is a prime example. A lot of people dealing with abandonment issue.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep.
#1, and it's the #1 killer with men, because a man can sometimes have that woman of his dream, and that woman of his dream do something wrong to that man. Forget about it. Forget about it.
Yep. Because they after that they could just be done with it. Say, hey, I'm not doing this no more. Man, it's sad.
It is sad, and it is among Black men. That's why I say I don't understand why there's no sense of awareness for it when it's among Black men. It's the highest among Black men.
Because you want to know why? Like we don't fight for. Listen, I'm gonna keep it 100 with you. Why is the highest of Black men? We're not like other races. We don't fight for our people here. We don't check other people about disrespecting Black people, or we don't check people about disrespecting Africans. We don't check nobody by disrespecting anybody that look like this. We just let shit slide. Oh, they ain't talking about my peoples. They ain't talk. Listen, they're not talking about them Haitians. They're not talking about niggas from Detroit. They ain't got nothing to do with me, fam.
Or just talking about them itself. Oh, he ain't talking about me, so I'm good.
I'm good. Yeah. I'm good. They ain't talking about me. It's funny you say this. I want to bring something that's off topic. Nigerians, Nigeria, recently in the news, certain countries in Africa are banning from Nigerians to come to their country, which is unfathomable to me. Just to give you an example of how self-hatred is. Nigeria is one of the most populated countries, but self-hatred is so rampant that other African countries want to deny Nigerians to go there. We're supposed to be brothers. We all supposed to be brothers. All skin folk and kinfolk. That's why we need to get back to love. Because let me tell you something. I know what it feels like to be an outcast. I know what it feels like for people not to love you. I know what it feels like that. Shit, in the 80s, Haitians was the most worstest thing to even say out your mouth. You know what I mean? You know how many kids did suicide? Did suicide because of that? Growing up, who wasn't strong enough? There's some kids that did some suicide in our age, but some of them wasn't as tough as us to go through that because we was bringing knives to school to handle that. But now we about love.
And you know me, I'm not gonna lie. At first, I used to be against religion because I was like, "Oh, people always want to like religion." Sometimes you need religion. Religion sometimes keep you stable. Absolutely. It really do keep you stable. It keeps you stable. Because at first, I used to be the biggest one against religion, but religion sometimes keep people stable on the earth. I'm not gonna lie to you.
Preach.
Yeah, it keeps you stable, keeps you disciplined, and also religion keeps on loving other people as well.
They do. They do.
Facts.
Big fact, Jordan. It's true.
Facts.
And I think that's what's happening right now. I think a lot of people don't have religion or don't have nothing they practice or something they stand for, and they just offering themselves out. Just offering them, you know what, forget it. And I think y'all already know it's a rise of a lot of crypto bosses are committing suicide as well.
Yep.
On a higher number. I'm trying to tell you, it's among men. It's like it's a plague among the men.
Yeah.
Serious plague.
And the thing is, it's like, I don't think men know this. It's like, you know, especially United States, you know, women outnumber us here in America.
Preach.
Yeah.
And women can, like I said, Ron said earlier, women can speak about these things because they're emotional.
Mm-hmm.
And if we as men, I'm just talking about all men in general, we don't talk about it, you know. If we don't talk about it, it's going to be like a self genocide in a way of men, of deleting themselves. And this is something I've never seen. This is weird because this is something that we have never seen before.
No.
Not in history. So as men, we definitely need to advocate for each and one another to see how we are doing. A quick talk, a quick text, something. You could talk for 30. You don't have to talk for 10 minutes. It could be talk for like a minute or two. Just to see, hey King, or hey man, how you doing? How you feeling?
100%. And ironically, when you talk to people, you get a sense of who the person is. Nobody can say you know who you're talking to if you don't talk to that person every day. This is why I say that when you get older, people start to drift off, and we wonder why. Some people go off their own ways, and some people John Smith came with an uppercut.
Yes, he did.
John Smith came with an uppercut.
John Smith in the house. I was looking for his comment. I'm like, where's John Smith at?
John Smith said you need a reliable system in place. Praise the Lord.
He's right.
100%. Let's go back to that beautiful brother, Marvin Dixon. Mm-hmm. When we talked about him, when he said he felt like he was insecure, which I was surprised about that. But the fact of the matter is, he had his wife, he had his beautiful mom, he had his dad, his sisters, who his
don't matter
and John Smith. And John Smith. You know what I'm saying?
Don't matter.
He had his beautiful, but listen here. How many people have that type of support system?
Correct. Yeah. Not a lot. I'm not gonna lie to you. A lot of people don't have that. I'm not gonna lie. A lot of people don't have that.
Listen, I think everybody who stayed in my life, they don't know how much they mean to me. There's a couple names I could name out. There's a couple names. Ronnie's in it. Jordan's in it. My cousins, my mama, my sister, I could name off a list of people who I speak to on a regular. Women, men who contact me, who show me love, and I could say how selfish I could be to unalive myself when I'm so involved and entangled in other people's lives. People forget. You might not think you play a position, but you're a chess piece of somebody's life that if they move a piece, you move right next to them. We don't know that. Just because we don't see each other every day doesn't mean you don't play a position. Because you never know when our life's going to get entangled even more. And sometimes everything happens for a reason. We need to be a voice in a position to help brothers, to tell them that we love them and that we hear, and is not to be afraid to speak. It has to be a safe space, man, for men to speak amongst each other. It has to be, because they're not that many. The only place we go is the barbershop. I done seen more niggas cried at the barbershop than any other place before.
Well, Hakeem, big facts. Big facts.
Hey,
I'm telling you, big facts.
You're right. That's the only sweet.
Boy, you hit it, boy. That's big facts.
It feels like the barbershop's like the only safe haven we have.
Basically,
Yo, boy,
now
that was
mind
like
you,
our heaven on earth. The barbershop. You can
the
talk about
barbershop.
anything in the barbershop.
Listen, that's if the barbershop is not them new young niggas, because the young niggas don't talk. We're talking about real old school
Yeah,
fools
back in the days.
over 40
Boy,
and up. It's a couple of them left. Some of these guys are mentors to a lot of young black men that's out here.
big facts.
Mm-hmm.
Big facts.
Why do the barbershop have to only be the ones that play the therapist?
You know what? Another thing a man we used to do, and they could be consistent. Like, I think, man, we need to go together and go to bars and
Yes.
talk.
Yes.
I don't see a lot. I don't think a lot of men do that a lot because men.
No, but we do that. We do that. We do that on Sunday. We go and watch the sports, but we don't actually talk on you like you say. We do not talk.
We used to do that sometimes after we get off the work. When I used to live alone.
Yeah, we used to go to the bar and talk, hang out. Yeah.
I don't know, but I don't know if it's this young generation that's doing it or not. That's what I want to say. I don't know if they.
No, they quit to go home. They quit to go on TikTok, Facebook, Instagram, and YouTube. No, I would say we don't have that social. We don't have that social economic like we used to. Like we'll go around, literally have conversation, hang out. Now I do that. I meet up with my mentor like pretty much. I can't talk completely. You know, I talk to you mostly every day. You know, I talk to my homeboy Ken Dog. Shout out to him. It's his birthday today. Happy birthday, Ken Dog.
Happy birthday.
Kenny, happy birthday. But I'm just saying, like, girls, like my brothers and them, a lot of men don't have that. I put that word. A lot of men, after they leave work, they go much alone. Even though they have a woman, even though they have children, they're still alone.
You know, I'm gonna say something here. Besides you being married, besides you having a family, the brotherhood and the sisterhood plays a big important part. You feel me?
Mm-hmm.
We have to wonder and care about people that is involved, and the men needs those type of brotherhood to be able to correlate on what's going on. It's like recharging your battery. Because I'm gonna tell you something. I was listening to Richard Cooper the other day, and he had Andrew Tate on there. He said that some men, a lot of men, the best time they ever had in their life is either when they was in high school or college.
Why is that?
Think about it. This is the time you're young, you're around a bunch of your friends, you're going off on adventures. It's around when you had your homies with you. It's around when you had your homies with you. Is a bunch of guys, and you know what I mean. You're
socializing.
You're socializing, but as you get older, we tend to not get in social groups like women do. Women tend to form social groups. They have their groups they go to. If they're their Sunday brunch, if they got kids, they're hanging with women with other kids. Men tend to be off on themselves when we're married, unless you have like a tight homeboy or you got a tight brother. And even then, when we get older, brothers starts to spread off into their own thing. He's over here in Colorado, you here in Maine. Y'all not even raising your families anymore like we used to do back in the days. Sometimes families used to stay all on the same block.
That's true. That's true. That's true.
So how we're cousins and stuff like that, like the whole family structure is this. He says, who is this? What's up? Conscious Moron. Shout outs to Conscious Moron.
Hey, thank you, man. He's a new subscriber. What's happening? What's popping?
What's popping? We just talking about some real stuff, checking on your people's mental health, creating a safe place for black men and women.
Yes.
You know what I mean? So we could have it says
Savannah. Hey, that's
yeah, what's good?
That's Savannah right there. Savannah, what's popping like it? Thank you for coming. What's popping like it?
Definitely.
That's Savannah right there, man. What's happening?
Yeah.
Shout out to you. Well, go ahead.
So this is the most important thing where we definitely need to have this kind of conversation, and maybe having to do some things that people are not willing to do. starting, you know what I mean, be able to create a social group that for people to be like, hey, this is what I'm going to do. I'm going to get with these guys. We're going to go over here. We're going to do here. I'm going to lend 10 minutes of my time to speak to my brother, or I'm going to go here and talk to this person, And this is the same, this is the same issue we talk about when young black men needs mentors for a lot who don't have fathers in, and we can prevent and intervene in their issues as far as mental health, because there's no men around half the time. And
That's true.
there's no men around half the time, and sometimes it's important to intervene and do that. It says, "What a warm welcome! I'm blessed and great, Queen. You in a safe space here, and we here for you as well." You know what I'm saying? And the point that I want to make is, as men, as black men in America, regardless of how bad our disposition is, we can fix a lot of our issues if we stick together. We can tackle things if we stick together, not being scared to speak, express ourselves to our women, to our sons, you know what I mean? Not being able to show a weakness, because sometimes perpetuating that you have to be strong 24 hours a day will be your detriment. We're living in a new age that's not going to work. Something that was put on by our colonizers. They say that you can't have an off day. You know what I mean? Being strong, strong, independent, or being a hard worker, or he's on goal all the time. Those are just nothing but buzzwords. You have to be able to break down sometimes. You feel me?
Hakeem, you make a good point. I'm not gonna lie. You make a great point. I think the problem is we don't have a social group. I think as men, I think we need to create one. Yep. Of course, we have one amongst us three. You know, we have one. Our social group is strong. It's strong deep. But there is some men that really don't have nobody to literally go and talk to. And I seen them hands on. There is some men that don't have nobody to talk to. They literally jump in their car, and that's it. It's just them by themselves. And it's the scariest thing. It's the scariest thing in the world. Like me, if I'm going through something, I can literally pick up my phone. How can you? I could call you. I could call Jordan. I could call my brother. I could call so many different people, and people will pick up immediately. Yo, Ronnie, you good? Everything's all right? Some men don't have that. Nope. Some men do not have that, and it's a sad thing to see. They do not have that.
Mm-hmm. Because to me, it's one thing when somebody texts you. Okay, just someone checking when I feel like somebody's calling me out of the ordinary. Like let's say I keep Ronnie, or some of my friends call me, I'm picking up. So I know it's like, oh, let me. There's something to me. There's always something up. It's like, hey, you good? What's up? What's going on? That's like one of the first thing I say. Hey, what's good? You good? What's going on? That's the first thing I say, because I'm, to me, I'm worried. It's like, hey, what's good? Because if it's out of the ordinary, I'm like, hey, what's up? What's up? What's good? What's good? What's going on? You all right? That's the first thing I say.
That's true.
And it's important, man, because I don't think who else is gonna come to our rescue.
Nobody. Nobody's coming to save us.
Yeah, no. I wish somebody could intervene in that young man's life, Stephen. He's only 40. My birthday just passed the other day. I
was just saying. Your birthday just passed. He's only 40. And I think we talked about it. A lot of our men are dying young. They're not living to be 50 anymore.
Not even be 50. What about it? What about that dude from my block, Nooney? 44.
I already know. He died at 44.
44. Like a lot of men are not seeing ages as my dad. My dad is 70.
Same thing with my dad, 70.
70. You know what I'm saying? Still kicking, still drinking black coffee, still eating Haitian rice, but he doesn't eat the cheese.
But you gotta say something. Men back then was built different. They were built on a family construct. We already talked about it. My dad's built big on family. Your dad, Hakeem, big on family. Your family is big on family.
Likewise, you too. But let's not forget two things about these men. Both men are married, though.
Yeah, they're married too. They are married. Yeah,
these both men are married. These both men have families to be involved in their upbringings. And they played an intricate part in this thing. And I'm not saying that just the married, even if you're a single mom, you also have a family structure that also involves the uncle, the brother, the auntie, the nephews, and stuff like that. There's a tribe you have that's involved in stuff like that. We need to be more involved. We need to
Nobody
stop.
know, but Hakeem, let me give you some more.
What?
The data say if you marry, it actually keep you living longer as a man
That is a
when you
fact. That is a fact. That is a
born to the
fact.
data.
If you married, you will live longer. And we promote marriages here. And we need to intervene in people's lives to say that. Let me tell you something. I'm gonna say something a lot of people might not like. It's enough black women out here to marry.
Big facts.
It's a plethora of them. You don't need to go nowhere else. Black men, you don't need to go nowhere else. It's like a candy shop. I'm being real with you. It's enough of them out here. We don't need to jump other ships.
And we're just not talking about African Americans. We're talking about Haitians, Jamaicans,
Breathe,
Hey,
British
listen.
Jordan.
women.
Hey,
Like
They're
listen.
everywhere.
they're everywhere.
Listen. When I said that, I meant the whole pot. The diaspora, the continent.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? The mixed breeds. If you identify as black.
Yeah, mixed breed.
You know what I mean? So we're talking about bringing back family, getting married again. All these are important for mental health. All these are
It is.
important for the man's sake, for the woman's sake. A woman in 2023 should not be raising a child by herself. And I tell men this all the time. Hey, you contribute to her mental health by walking away from her. If you know you're not going to marry her, don't sleep with her. Don't make a baby. Because
Now,
sometimes,
but Hakeem, they may say Stephen was married. Stephen was married and he still
yeah,
committed suicide. They may say
that
that he was married, he still committed suicide. However, someone can still be married doesn't mean they're married. He can probably still have issue in the marriage. Go ahead.
you have 100% right. And this is where I'm gonna bring something in. I have to go back to culture, and I'm gonna bring it back to culture, but I need there's Susa in the chat right quick. There's Susa. I'm gonna ask you a question. In the continent, when there's an issue between a married couple, who do the married couples seek advisement? There's two places they go. There's three places. The first place is the parents. No matter what happens, when it's the man or the woman or the children, both parents are contacted on the side. If not the uncle, whoever's the matriarch of that family, they have a sit down. There's Susa, I need you to tell me if I'm wrong about this. Secondly is the church or the tribal leader. They get involved, and the third one is human rights. That's the word for what they might call in certain countries as the judge. Now, the judge or somebody to intervene. But the first two are the family. Now, mind you, here in America, we have no tribe. It's every man for themselves. If Stephen was going through something, he's married, he's with kids, I'm going to say something to keep it 100 with you.
Mhm.
A lot of us get married, which is not a problem. But I'm saying that a lot of us get married, and this is important. We get and we move away from our family. Sometimes that's good. But sometimes that's good, unless if you're building your tribe where you're at, if you have friends, if you have people you're building around it. But when you don't have a tribe of people around you to intervene or to come down to console and say, hey, I got this and this going here, I got that and that going, or I feel like I'm a little bit weak. Or if you're not connectively connecting with people, where somebody can say, hey, brother, are you okay? You look a little down today. We don't see people often so people can pick up on things. Social cues. Hey, man, you don't look too good, man. You been eating? Sometimes a people can veer off on your energy. You feel me? And they say, hey, tell me if I'm wrong about that.
You're not wrong, because what you say about that is when Stefan's wife said I ain't had no clue he was going through depression like that, that he was going to do
Correct.
something like that. That tells me
Mhm.
something of communication. There was something wrong with communication in the marriage.
Thank you.
Because my wife, when I come in, she knows, she feels like she knows my moods and she knows how my energy is. If I come to work, if I go somewhere, she knows those type of
Mm,
things.
mm.
So that tells me I don't know, like I said, I don't know their marriage and all that type of stuff, but it just seems fun to me that she said, you know, he do something it's kind of stunning and shocking. It tells me something was wrong with that communication in that marriage.
That would say somebody can be married. They can be physically married. Doesn't mean they married because it's a,
Right.
you're not supposed to be like another. And not only that, but according to the data, they say man that's married live longer than single man. So for him to take his life and he was married, there has to be some form of miscommunication somewhere, like Jordan stated.
Absolutely.
It has
Absolutely.
to be. It has to be. And of course, I'm not blaming her at all. Don't get me wrong. I'm not blaming her. I don't want nobody to say, "Oh, you blaming her." No, I'm not. I'm just saying. I'm just using it as an example because normally, according to the data, this not normally doesn't happen.
Yeah.
Men that's married tend to live longer,
Mm-hmm.
and it's a well-known fact. So I think because I think y'all life, I think your wife give y'all that extra boost of living. So you out there, you grinding more. You have remember, especially for a man, Hakeem and Jordan, we live our life based on purpose. So now we know we have a purpose. I got to defend for my wife. I got to defend for my kid. But when you single, it's just you, yourself, and I. That's it. There is
That's
nobody
facts.
else.
That's facts.
That's why I say having a wife and having kids is very important. What did John Smith say?
He said you have to marry the right one. That's where the whole vetting process comes.
Exactly.
Yeah.
We have the worst black people have the worst vetting process in America, and we have the most freedom out of everybody.
Yep.
No, but but this is my idea. I can't enjoy. I'm not gonna lie. I have a little pushback too. I don't think there's no such thing as the right one. I think it's either you're gonna mold that person to the way you want that woman to be, and that's it. To me, I don't think there's the right one.
You want to know something? I can understand. You do have a point on that. There might not be the right one, but you have to find somebody that fits and checks certain boxes. They're not going to all be 100%. And it is all about what you're willing to deal with and what you're willing not to deal with. You know what I mean?
No, but prime example, Hakeem. Prime example. You're a man that's you heavily on culture.
Yes.
You heavily on culture. You might find a woman that don't know nothing about culture. She don't know none of her family culture. But when she marry you, she eventually gonna understand the culture, and then you will mold her into the culture you want her to be. So does that make her the right one? No. She just say, you know what? I'm gonna submit to you, and you teach me the culture that I need to know.
Mm-hmm. And I say this, and I give you one more, and this is very good. It's what her actions she does for you. This is very, very simple stuff. What are the actions that she's doing for you to let you know that she might be not necessarily the right one, but maybe the person to marry to? Because the woman will show her actions of how she feels for you. She would definitely show that, and she would tell people, and she would tell her family or friends how she feels about you, or how he is.
Big facts.
No, 100%. This is why I think in the long run, if God blesses us and we get the money, we will start a dating app, particularly pertaining for people who wants to get married. Vetting is important. And we will be hypocrites here to say we're preaching this righteousness and we ourselves don't get married. We already got one that's married. We the last two that needs to get married, and I'm
working on it. I'll tell you, I'm working on it. I don't think a man should date a long time. I'm an advocate. Man shouldn't be dating more than 6 months. So,
because let me tell you something. There's something that we understand, something that in culture, even in America and overseas, if you don't get married, the woman and the man loses, but the woman loses more. Her investment, the woman loses more. Her investment, her time, which she cannot get back, should not be played with. Because the thing about it is, it's more harder for her to try to reinvent or try to reconsider somebody at a later date when you just need to make sure you take her and make an honest woman out of her and honor your duty. And that's what it is.
This is why I have a problem with the Western culture. This is why I have a big problem. Because we was taught you got to work on your purpose, you got to get the bag. Forget the wife, forget the kids, focus on all those things. Now people can see men is no longer living to be 40 anymore. We no longer living to be 40 anymore. So by me, like for example, me, I'm here at 20 and I'm going to college. I'm trying to get this back. I'm 30. I probably might get the career I want. By the time I hit 40, I might be dead.
No, that's a fact.
So my life is already pretty much done with. So I think we need to be taught again about the construct of family and getting a woman and just go ahead and get married. Fuck it.
100%. But not only that,
we have to change that shit. Go ahead.
Not only that the concept of, and Jordan can talk more about this. You get married, but you just beginning. Now it's time to do the work. Now it's time to do counseling. Now it's time to do counseling over the years so you can maintain the marriages.
Yep.
We know this. The biggest issue in most black marriages is communication.
And not that, but a lot of women now today, they say they want to marry athletes. A lot of athletes dealing with concussion problems. A lot of them are dealing with concussion problems. So the woman that say they want an athlete, pretty soon those same athlete don't probably remember their names.
Listen here, I'm gonna say this to my queens. You can go get you an athlete, but you're not gonna be the only one. You can go get you an entertainer, but you're not gonna be the only one. Look at Diddy and Young Miami.
Yep. He got another woman. He got an Asian woman with a. Forget it.
And listen here. Let me make you even more laugh. 4 days after she had that baby, he was with a Haitian girl walking around holding hands. 4 days. He has a rotational woman. Listen. If you remove the money from Diddy and made him regular, he would have been labeled as Double D John John. We can't say about this. I'm even more disgusted of him even mentioning God out of his mouth when you had all 7 of your kids out of wedlock. All 7 of your kids out of wedlock.
Yeah, he ain't married none of them.
One of you made sure your baby mama died an unwed woman and you could have saved her. She couldn't date nobody else because nobody did not have the money as him.
Shout out to Cassie. You see Cassie there, she didn't play that.
Oh,
Cassie like, yo, you ain't gonna marry me? I went. She went to go get another man, and they didn't even date that long. See, they didn't even date that long. They went ahead and got married. So
listen,
went ahead and got married.
I put much respect to that white boy who married Kelsey. He put 2 babies in her, married her in 6 months. He wasn't playing.
He wasn't
playing.
Because Diddy was playing with Cassie for what, 10 years now? They've been
10 years.
10, 11, yeah, man. And I'm like, Diddy, if you don't marry this girl, yo.
Everybody was saying that.
But you just look at Diddy's history from years and years. He don't do that.
But let me ask you a question. Could we call him a role model the way he goes and treat black women?
No, I just call him a role model when it comes to business, but everything else, no.
No, he has no moral compass. He doesn't even respect the woman that belongs to the women that is around. And then the thing about him, his tactics has been like this from the get-go. This is why I tell women, please get you a regular guy that's going to love and bust his ass. You don't need the Prada, the Gucci, the Birkin bag. You just need you a man who's going to wake up, come to you every morning, rub your feet. When you in the hospital, he's standing right beside you.
Preach.
That's all you really need. All that other material stuff, God tell you, man, you will die praising false gods.
Jordan, your camera went out. Yeah, preach.
For the love of Christ, man. For the love of Christ, I try to make people understand this thing and try to get them to grasp that. You know what I mean?
I think the biggest accomplishment a man could do in this world is to find somebody, get a wife, and live a long and healthy life.
100%, brother. You speaking the truth. Fresh Town, Florida say Diddy and Swiss Beats and Nick's Cannons or something else. Those are other guys who are rich Double D John Johns.
No, but Swiss Beats is married though. Swiss Beats married though.
He is married, but prior before him getting to Alicia, and let's not forget he was married when he was cheating on Alicia.
He was.
With Mashonda, and he already had 5 baby mamas.
He did. I'm not gonna lie, he did.
He had 5 baby mamas, so he is a rich, dirty community D.
But I'm not gonna lie. Well, see, that was having children is an economic thing. I think they'll tell you when you get the bag, like your financial advisor normally they'll tell you to have kids because it benefits you economically wise when it comes to taxes and stuff like that. That's why you see a lot of them with a lot of children is because most of them is tax write-off. It's a lot of things when it comes to children. Y'all can do your research on the spare time. I think we should do an episode about that. But children benefits the economy economically wise. It really does.
No, 100%. But let me tell you something. When you have too many kids like that, you don't have a legacy. You just have a bunch of kids.
But remember, they're not really thinking about legacy. They thinking about what's going to benefit them tax wise. 1, 2, 3 kids are legacy. At 6 or 7, you just was a whoremonger. Genghis Khan. You hear about young boy? You hear about young boy? Young boy got like 9 kids. Is it 9? I think he got 9 kids already. No, he's on his 11th baby. He just got an Asian girl pregnant. Oh, so it's 11. It's 11 with that bumpy D. Well, bumpy D. It's a competition in this industry. Listen. I tell people this: you have to love yourself. People, you have to love yourself and don't fall victim just because of money. We don't listen, because let me tell you something. When you go through these motions, the guys that are left for you to deal with, they're already being scooped up. Get these guys before Mighty Soul, Rashida, and them come get them. These guys are waiting here, sitting behind their laptops, playing games or at a cafe, be like, hey, John, I wonder I had a girlfriend today. Listen, I know you want your marriage to be fulfilling, to be fun, to be exciting, to be that, but that's not reality. Reality and expectations are 2 different things. Some relationships that last long are mundane, routine. I'm not saying it's not going to be exciting, but you got to go up, get to work, you have kids. When you get a little bit of money, you can enjoy yourself. But the thing about it is, I don't want you to get trapped in that false narrative that the media is portraying to you. Instagram. Most of the Instagram girls, 99% of the Instagram girls do not get married. 99%. The girls that you girls look at and say they got a better body than you, they don't get married. Most of the richest men in the world, wives have flat booties. Facts. Most of the richest men in the world do not look like Instagram models. They plain James. Plain James from out the library. If you don't know what I'm saying, pull up Warren Buffett's wife, pull up Bill Gates' wife, and pull up his side chick, which we didn't know about. Which we didn't know about because they wanted to put it out. You see what I'm saying? Yes, Diddy and Nick Cannon having these kids are on another level. It's just atrocious. So, ladies and gentlemen, check on your peoples. Love who you is. I don't know. We got any final comments, or do y'all have any questions before we signed off? Because we don't do struggle streams. You know what I'm saying? We don't do struggle streams.
We do an hour. You might go over a little bit over an hour after that.
That's it.
Yeah. I don't know how people can do 3, 4, 5 hours.
Listen, I done drunk a bunch of water within 20 minutes. I gotta go take a piss soon.
Yeah, but that was it. But
I gotta take a piss soon. And listen, we got 9 people watching, 8 off YouTube, 1 on Twitch. Yo, so tell me, is there something you want to ask us before we leave? Something you want to let us know? Like if you have any comments, we want to say thank y'all for joining us. We're going to start streaming live more earlier times so we can. Yeah. I'm even surprised we caught all of y'all at this time.
Yeah. We know some of y'all got, and now but I'm just excited with all these new subscribers, which is dope. People coming in that's new. This platform just been growing from 2 years ago. Remember how it was just only us? Well, it was us and some other people, but then look how we now. So it's like a bigger color. Look, I'm wearing your t-shirt. We wearing our t-shirts. We rocking the house and joining the team, which was a great improvement. So it's like things is just going skyrocket. And I say next year is bigger. We have bigger interviews, more surprises. Y'all gonna be excited for next year. Next year, we the next one up. I'm just saying like that. We the next one up,
and we're not.
And I'm telling you guys, people that watch it, I'm gonna talk to the fellas next month. I'm going to get a ticket, and I'm coming back. We're gonna do live.
Okay, yeah. We're gonna do live, man. We working on a lot of things, guys. I always say you guys stay tuned. You know, I don't think nobody have any final questions, but you know, we want to thank you guys for tuning in. You know, especially if you're new to the channel, make sure you subscribe. It's very important you subscribe. Cause I know a lot of people watch us, but they don't subscribe. So make sure you subscribe because we got a lot of new things posting, new interviews coming up. We got a lot of things coming forward in the next year. So right now we head into the holiday season. You know, Christmas time. We don't have no more interviews, but next year we got a lot of interviews set up. So y'all gonna be. It's a long weekend, man. A long hard work really do pay off. So make sure you subscribe. Make sure you hit the like button, and make sure you hit that notification bell on the right hand side. We do go live each and every Sunday, 7:30 Eastern time, and now we do go live on Wednesday at 6 o'clock Eastern time. So make sure you tune in. Thank you for tuning in to Chaos Culture Radio. Thank you for all your new subscribers. We love you guys. We over and out. Peace.
Peace.
Out. Peace.